I was down at the gym this morning, Ruka, RVCA. Thank you, everybody down there, because it's a great place to train. And in there, we had Cris Cyborg, and she's been in there the last couple of weeks, training away, very, very hard, pushing herself, because she's fighting, what's her name? Jesus Christ.
Megan Anderson.
Megan Anderson for the 145-pound title coming up next month.
It's pretty crazy. First of all, they stripped Germaine de Randamie of the 145-pound title. Interestingly enough, because she is her unwillingness, this is the quote I read, the unwillingness to defend her title against the true #1 contender and Cris Cyborg Santos. So Germaine, who just won the title, very quickly they're like, all right, beat it, because she doesn't want to fight Cyborg. I don't, what's going, because it's very funny, because you've gotten so much shit about not wanting to fight the quote-unquote #1 contender and taking the GSP fight. There's other shit here that goes behind the scenes.
It isn't that I didn't want to fight him.
No, I know.
We'll get to that in a minute, but continue with your point, and then I will disparage all myths.
So here's the deal, right? Like, behind the scenes, there has to be more that's going on here, because, you know, if the UFC is going to this quickly strip her of her title, I'm assuming behind closed doors, they're like, oh, yeah, we're just never going to fight Cyborg. That's just not going to happen. And then the UFC was like, fuck you. You're not a name. You're just a chick that we threw in there. You're not even somebody who, you know, doesn't. I
don't think that they stripped her, though, did they? I think she relinquished.
No, I think they stripped her. Let me look this up. Let me make sure.
I heard that she was relinquishing the belt.
Nope.
I'm going to go down.
This is a quote from Germaine. I had absolutely no idea I was being stripped of UFC title. I found out through social media Cyborg is going to fight Megan Anderson for the belt. Nobody told me anything about it. She found out on fucking Twitter.
Well, shit. I mean, yeah. I mean, that definitely sucks. You know, the thing is, though, and I've got to be careful what I say here, because I know everybody's going to talk shit about me and say, you're a fucking pussy. You fucking defended against Dan Henderson. You're avoiding the #1 contenders. That is not what's happened, motherfuckers. UFC offered me Dan Henderson. I took the fight, and then I had knee surgery. 2 knee surgeries, in fact. Anyway, thing about Germaine that kind of always irked me right from the very start was even when she beat Holly Holm and won the belt, she immediately said in the ring, because Rogan tried to set up a fight with her and Cyborg, and she said, no, I can't do it. I got to have a hand surgery. Immediately after winning the fight, she was like in the ring talking to Rogan, still, you know, ducking the #1 contender, saying I need hand surgery. And then I think at the post-fight press conference, she's saying, I think I should rematch with Holly because it was really close. You know, so which is it? Do you need hand surgery or not? So that kind of always irks me right from the very start. And she was doing everything she could, I think. I mean, I'm not trying to talk shit about her, but that's just how it seems from the outside. And as I say, I know people are going to talk shit because it seems from the outside that I'm fucking avoiding y'all, which isn't the case at all. I had 2 knee surgeries. I'm back training now, but I still couldn't do a training camp. I can feel my knee right now. But I do see the parallels that people will draw on and call me a fucking hypocrite.
Well, this is the UFC's quote. UFC maintains that any champion is expected to accept fights against the top contenders in their respective weight classes in order to maintain the integrity of the sport. And here's the thing. No, Mike, it's funny because you're going to say people are going to talk shit, but I think it's almost the opposite. It kind of, in my opinion, proves your point, which is that you're completely willing to fight Yoel. You at no point in your management or your team at no point never said we're not going to fight the #1 contender. When they came to you with the GSP fight, you were fucking very much willing to take the multi-million-dollar payday. De Randamie's manager, Brian Butler, this is a quote, Germaine and her team have talked, and the position is that she will not fight Cyborg because Cyborg is a known and proven cheater. Even after so much scrutiny has been put on Cyborg, she still managed to pop for something and will always be a person of suspicion who is trying to beat the system rather than just conforming to the rules. So she literally said flat out, I'm not fighting Cyborg ever. That's not going to happen. And the UFC, let's get real, created the 145-pound female title for Cyborg. It was there for her. She's a marketable fucking fighter. She's the baddest woman on the planet. So the UFC is like, well, what are you talking? So really, Cyborg isn't going to get a title shot ever? Are you crazy?
Yeah, well, when you put it like that, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? Because you're absolutely right. The division, I believe, I mean, I don't have this on confirmation, but, you know, same as you, it looks like it was created for Cyborg. You know, she's a beast, man. She was down in the gym this morning. There's a guy in there that's, you know, a little bit taller than me, so he's like 6'2.5" or something. Very, very good boxer. He was a pro boxer. And that was Cyborg's sparring partner this morning, and of course, he's not trying to kill her, but still, it was a very, very good sparring match. I was doing my sit-ups at the end of training, just watching it go down, and that lady is not scared of anybody. Now, this Megan Anderson, I've met her. We've actually got the same manager. We had breakfast one morning in Vegas, and the whole Paradigm team, by the way. That sounded a bit dodgy. We had breakfast in Vegas one morning. The whole team, Paradigm Sports Management, had breakfast.
Sure you did.
Should I say? Pardon me?
Sure you did. The whole team was there. That's right. Good cover-up.
Yeah, exactly. Well covered there, Bisping. And she's a big girl. She's very good. She's very tall. She looks to be a great athlete. What she's like as a fighter, I've never seen her fight. I wish them both the best of luck, but I'll say this: she's got her fucking hands full with Cyborg because she is the real deal. That's a fact.
We actually had her on the countdown. We interviewed her this past week. Megan Anderson, which I spoke to the Sirius XM people, our boss Marissa over there, and we're gonna have a meeting soon. I think we're gonna start. I'm gonna try to, as long as we work out the deal, we're gonna start maybe pulling some of the interviews from the countdown and playing them on Believe You Me, and taking segments from this show and doing a little more cross promotion, which will be incredible because we do get some great interviews over on that show. But we interviewed her on the show. Super fucking cool, Aussie chick, very friendly. Very open about it, but she's a current Invicta 145-pound champion. She's the chick. She's the real deal, So I'm excited. There's very few fights for the female divisions that I legitimately get excited for. Anytime Cyborg's fighting, I'm getting into it. Holly Holm. Ooh, did you see that knockout this past weekend?
Well, I saw the highlight. Obviously, it was on in Singapore at a crazy time in the morning. Where was I? I think I was at the gym, actually. I forgot all about it, but I came back and I saw Bethe. She's a crazy Bethe Correia. You can't say that name without making,
of course,
a stupid joke.
We're children.
Which we are children. We're very immature in here. Although I feel like we've had a much more mature adult conversation this time.
Yeah. I mean, it was
I feel like it's been a little bit more highbrow, and I'd be less embarrassed for somebody a bit more serious than me to listen to it.
Okay, that's true. I mean, yeah. By the way, right now, something in New York, I mean, there's a fucking thunderstorm that just started happening that is crazy outside. I mean,
really? I thought it was hot as hell out there right now.
Yeah, because that's what happens in the summertime. We get these crazy like lightning. It's nuts. Anyway, sorry, I'm just getting distracted because I'm hearing over and over again crashing of thunder. It's terrifying out there.
Oh, really? Oh no, I love that. I love thunder. It's cool as hell.
It's getting romantic.
Yeah, no, I know. Ooh, draw the curtains, dim the lights, get a bottle of vino. Romantic movie.
Anyway, Holm fucking.
Listen, Bethe got knocked the fuck out. We all know she got knocked out. She was being a dickhead. She was calling her on.
Taunted her.
Just give her the fucking Rousey high kick special, and that was it. That's all she wrote. Just goes to show, ladies and gentlemen, don't take the piss. Don't fuck around in fights. Don't be a prick. Certainly don't try and grab your mouthpiece towards the end of the third round, as you might get flying kneed in the face by Anderson Silva. And Bethe Correia paid the price, ate the high kick, chin on chin. Down she goes. That's all she wrote. Right?
Yeah, it was. And it reminded me of, who was it back in the day? Mark Coleman. There's a famous clip.
Versus Maurice Smith, the big high kick.
Yeah, dude, what a fucking great. That was like one of those moments. It doesn't happen often, but where somebody gets too cocky in the ring, and then in that moment, it's perfect. It's like a movie. You got to fucking love it.
I remember I'd started training to be an MMA fighter, and I was quitting work. I think it was the Christmas break, and I'd quit work, and the first Monday of the new year, I was moving down to Nottingham to train, but I'd never even watched UFC. I'd seen a little bit of the early ones back in like the 1993 stuff, but really where the sport had progressed to, I hadn't seen anything. And my coach at the time, my wife, pardon me, upon the instructions of my coach at the time, got me UFC Ultimate whatever, knockout submissions. And that was the first I'd really seen of it. I remember sitting there with my wife and some of my boys watching it, having a beer, going, holy shit, fucking hell, this stuff's no joke. And that was on there. The Mark Coleman, Maurice Smith, head kick knockout. Two guys, I mean, let's be honest, Mark Coleman was juiced out of his mind. He looked very good, shall we say. And, man, that one stuck out in my mind. That was quite the knockout.
Yeah, that was, sweet chin music, nice fucking little moment, and good for Holly Holm. She's exciting. She's an exciting fighter. There's a few of them. There's a few chicks out there that I'm getting excited to see,